Hey guys, it's Tuesday, April 30th, 2013, and today I'm doing a garden update video. Look at that. It's over 100 degrees. Right now that's probably about 10 degrees, maybe 15 degrees higher than it should be, but these little digital thermometer deals, they get a little too much sun ray or whatever on them. They kind of don't adjust for it very well. But yeah, it's we've got the air on 82 degrees, and all of you guys are probably out there wishing you were here other than that 100-degree temperature. It's still freezing so much of the country. Crazy. Hey look, there's a reflection. Cool. Anyway, I'm going to take you outside and show you the garden. Alright, here's the front flower bed. As you can see, the lithium are, well, they're not looking so good. I think that the heat is too high for them, and I don't think they're going to do any more. As you can see, my mailbox is not on my mail post because somebody decided they, well, they couldn't find the edge of the road, I guess, and took out the mailbox and post. They said they were going to come by a couple days ago and fix it, but so far I haven't seen them, so I guess I'll end up having to do it. Here's the first 2 bells for my straw bell garden. This isn't going to be where I leave them, but I haven't quite decided where I'm going to put them yet. But these will be for the fall. It's already too hot. I really can't think of anything that would grow in the summer that would be good in a straw bell because of how much air and, you know, how the heat, everything works here in Arizona. I might try it next summer, but it'll be from a fall start, from a spring start, not from a middle of summer start. There's the apple tree. It's leafed out really nice. I do not see any fruit sets on it. The flowers have dried up, but I'm not seeing any fruit at all. So I'm guessing that it won't have fruit this year, which is fine. It needs to grow more. The peach and apricot trees. The peaches are staying beautifully green and still growing, just a little bit slower than I thought they would be, but it's still a bit early. They should be ready by the middle of May, but as it's the first year for this tree, I don't really have high expectations, and probably should have picked a few more of the fruit off, but I figured it would want to drop any that it didn't need. We'll see. And then the apricot tree is still beautifully leafed and doing well. The fig and the nectarine trees, and the nectarine still just kind of with its curly, not so pretty leaves, but boy don't we love nectarines, so I'll let it have ugly leaves in order to get nectarines. And the fig tree shot out a surprise for us this week. I'm going to take you off the off the tripod, and bring you over there. Hold on. Look at that. It's got a fig on it. Can you believe it? All that late and decided to throw out a fig. So we'll accept it though. It's a great thing to have. Air conditioner just kicked on. Crazy world, ain't it? A lot of you guys are still in snow, and here we are in 100-degree temperatures. And there's the lettuce and the mint and cilantro and parsley and basil, and we trimmed up the basil the other day. We actually made some pretty awesome pesto with it, so that was a tasty dinner for the family on, I think it was Sunday we made it. Yeah, I think it was Sunday. And then the lettuce is still doing okay. It's a little dry. It's really hot. I mean, it's 100 degrees the last few days, so it's I'm surprised it hasn't, more of it hasn't bolted. The only thing that's bolted was the arugula, which is disappointing because I was hoping to get some seeds out of the rest of it, but it looks like I'll have a lot of arugula seeds. They're getting pretty close to being ready. The mints are doing great here. Actually, I'll do the mint as an update on the mint video. The blueberries are just being coy with me. Look at these things. They're like saying, "Oh, it's almost ready, it's almost ready," but and they just keep getting a little bit bigger every week, but they aren't quite turning blue. So, maybe next week. I'm gonna really enjoy having that video. You guys watch me eat a handful of blueberries. Too bad it's only gonna be a handful this year. And there's the pomegranate tree. It's doing really nice. It's actually grown probably 2 inches since we planted it. It likes the heat though. It's more of a natural habitat for it. Actually, it doesn't do well above zone 7B or 7A. So if you guys are in snow right now, don't get a pomegranate tree. They don't like it. They're kind of like me. They don't like the snow. But it's doing nice, and hopefully next year we're going to start getting pomegranates off of it. Not quite certain what the time frame of that is. I'll have to look it up. Alright, so there is the sage and thyme. They're doing great. Actually, I can probably start taking a sprig of thyme every now and then when cooking, and then sage I can take a leaf or two, but it's still a little small for taking a whole lot off of. And here we have the strawberries and the lavender. The strawberries are, well, this one's doing alright. I have to give that to the girls. It was sitting in there and dried out a little bit. Too bad. Didn't notice it. But they're doing good. There's a couple of berries on that one and everything. And the lavender's flowering and the bees are really liking it. One of the lavenders we've already put over by the pumpkins, which I guess I'll take you to the pumpkins next. Alright, so the pumpkin over here on the left is doing better. I don't think the flower I showed you last week was pollinated, and that one lonely corn stalk there is still much smaller than the others. Of course, we got the lavender up in the front, and then I'm gonna move the camera a touch, and there's the moneymaker pumpkin plant. It is huge. It's got a couple of fruit sets already. It's probably taking up about 10 square feet at this point in time. I expect it to probably be pushing 20 square feet either the next update video or shortly thereafter. And let me take you into the back there. See that monster pumpkin back there? His little brother is right about there, and they're doing great. And there was another pumpkin on there I saw earlier today, but the wheat leaves are wilty now because, I mean, it's noon, it's 100 degrees, and you know, the shade, luckily I put it where I did. I didn't really intend to do it that way, but basically the shade cloth allows, once the sun comes up over a little bit more in towards its apogee, I'll be able to have a little bit of indirect shade, but right now it's just direct shade, but as the plant gets a little stronger, we'll be able to have it shaded a little bit. I'm going to have to move the pumpkin just a touch to unkink its stem a little bit. And yeah, so as the shade starts hitting it, it perks right back up. The water's all good, and we're watering it pretty much every day, so that really helps it. And then you saw the corn earlier, but I'll turn it here. Hold on. There's a little bit closer view of the corn stalks. They're doing good. Still a little bit odd. I'm guessing it was because we transplanted them. And corn's one of those plants that it has to be transplanted right away, or just don't transplant it. And then here's the main garden bed. The tomatoes are all growing and looking great. The radishes are still producing tons of leaves, and the onions are getting ready to be harvested, and it's doing great. It's great. I hope I have another cool flash so I can get a flush of tomato flowers. That would be very good. And let me take you over to the pots. Before I take you to the pots, let's take a look over at this side of the bed. Basil, we clipped a lot of it making the pesto, but I think we could make another pesto already. The tomatoes they're getting ready. They still keep growing on us. I got a couple of big guys in there, and actually this tomato up here in the front there, can't see the camera screen very well, but right around there, he's a big boy as well. I wasn't expecting that. I was wanting to have the cherry and the what you call them, jelly bean tomatoes up in the front, so they're easier to get to. Alright, so up in the front we have the dill flowers. They actually taste very good, by the way, if you haven't ever had dill flowers. And I believe the one on the left is oregano, and the one on the right is looking like it is actually a sage plant. I was thinking it was an oregano as well before, but the one that's oregano might even be a basil. It's hard to say at this point. The marigolds are still doing well. The cherry tomatoes has quite a few tomatoes on it. Looks like one's about to turn a little bit red. And then over a little bit further, over there, the Roma tomatoes are all still flowering, or not flowering, but growing and getting big. Here, let me take you over there a little closer. I hope you guys can see it, because I can't see my screen well enough to know, but there's quite a few tomatoes on the plant, and considering I think that's a 14-inch pot, it's doing a lot better than I anticipated. As I've said to a lot of you, you really need to have them in 10-gallon plus containers, and really like 15+ gallon containers, and so just even having it doing okay is a really good plus. But you know, just moving you up, look at the difference in size between the container planted tomatoes and the plants that are in the ground. You could have those in containers, you just need a larger container to do it. The root mass needs to be bigger. But boy, oh boy, there's a bunch of tomatoes in there. I'd really hope we get another flush. So the bok choy has finally went to flower. One of the main things we've been waiting for. So we can maybe get some bok choy seeds. And then the collards are doing awesome. They're just totally awesome. Let me see if I can move you guys around to where you can see some of the rest of it. Yeah, the collards are doing amazing. Especially considering how hot it is, how big their leaves are. We're probably at a point where we can harvest leaves again. Back here, the green beans and the soybeans are doing pretty good. The soybeans are doing better than the peas. The peas are just gone now. They're brown. I need to actually pull them out and get them composting, I guess, or maybe turn them back in the soil here when we get ready to change the bed here. But the green beans are finally starting to do well, and we'll be able to, there's a cucumber, and we'll be able to get those going up the trellis, and that should be nice. The sun's so hot it's burning my toes. So the sunflowers are obviously doing great. Up in the very front up here, right there, is the watermelon. It really has done awesome. Let me see if I can see if it's on the frame. Yeah, it is. So the other little watermelon right there is the seedling is leafing out and the other's dying, so we're going to go ahead and pull it now that true leaves are on the seedling. We have a butternut squash right about there, and another one, well, it's almost off the frame. I think it's right about there, and those are doing well too. So this could end up being a pretty productive bed, considering. Starting to debate whether I might want to throw some green beans in, because I've got a few started in the house, which is another update video probably in the next few days. But debating whether I'm going to put some green beans in the bed and try to get some green beans growing up those sunflowers. That might be the pole beans anyway, might be really a hoot. But there's that. Now let's take you over to the other little bed. Alright, so this butternut squash is doing really awesome. And then the green beans up there are looking pretty good. They've actually come out of being attacked by the birds and are starting to go up. So I'm going to put some chicken netting like we have on the chicken coop. And right about there, the cucumber looks like it actually might survive. The other one, it's most certainly dead, but that one might actually survive, and we can trellis it up as well. So that's that. I guess I can give you guys a picture of the chickens. Hold on. Alright, here's the girls. They're doing good. We put the 2 more hay bales for them to have bedding. They've not had bedding for a few weeks while we were getting the truck running. But who wants a strawberry? Who wants a strawberry? Uh-oh. Dixie got it. Dixie got it. You guys were slow. You're hot. I don't blame you. It's pretty hot out there. Ah, somebody laid a dump in the water. You girls. That's just terrible. So if you I don't know if you can see it on the video, but right around there somewhere, they dumped in their water. That means you gotta get in there, clean it out, because you don't want them drinking that. You know, the dirt in the water, that's just from them roughing their, feathers in the dirt, taking dirt baths. But when you see a turd in the water, you gotta go in and clean it out. You can't let the other girls drink on it, because they can get sick. So, yeah, I really got to get a better watering thing built like Turner did over on his channel, and I think Rob Bob or one of the other guys did as well. So anyway, have a good one, guys. I'm gonna get in there and clean that up, and oh, before I go, let me bring you over to Lucy. I can't tell if you can see her, but she's still in her timeout cage. She's still eating her eggs. She's being a little pest. She has an egg in there now. I wait to see whether she eats that later today. You can start pulling them out, but she's going and hiding behind the water bottle. It's hot. Poor girls. I'll have to get their sprinkler. I have a mister system. Actually, let me show you that. I'll pause the video. Hold on a second. Alright guys, so here's the mister system, as you can see. I run it up around here. I don't put it up underneath the roof. What I do is I keep it outside, so there's very little of the direct mist onto their feathers, and it's blowing more towards the camera, so that basically they don't have much of the mist blow back in there even. So but the cool air drops to the ground, and they get pretty close to it, and they can find a spot that's not wet but also is still cooler, and that really helps them because, you know, it's triple-digit temperatures already, and you got to try to take care of the girls. So if you are living in a hot area and you're also living in a dry area, because I mean misters only work if they can evaporate, go ahead and get yourself a little mister system and kind of, you know, try to position it so it doesn't spray the girls but still gives them a cool spot to lay. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video for today, and take care. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your YouTube and or social media friends. I look forward to talking to you. Take care. Bye-bye. Alright guys, so a little bit later, and I went outside and moved this little meter, and it cooled it down to 98 degrees, but it's still going up, so probably it's 100 degrees or more out there. But when you move them, they get into a slightly different area, and there might be different microclimate stuff going on. But alright, anyway, that is the temperature. Whoa, very hot.